Hi, everybody. Charles Hoskins here, live from warm, sunny Colorado. I just wanted to make a brief update on a current news item in the Cardano ecosystem. Many of you were following last week. Rick made a video about two of the community managers being let go from the Cardano Foundation, and he was a bit perplexed as no reason was really given. And it got to a point where Rick decided to create a Telegram channel and invite the community, along with a video, to create a roadmap for the Cardano Foundation, because there really isn't a clear roadmap quite yet of where the foundation wants to go and what it wants to do. And Rick and Kyle had a live stream that they did, and I joined the live stream about an hour into it, and we just kind of talked around it. Since that time, true to form, the Cardano community has risen to the occasion. 146 people have joined the Telegram channel, mostly made up of ambassadors, stake pool operators, community leaders, and other people. And there is a very active and lively conversation in that Telegram channel. And actually, several of the Foundation Council members, Tamara Hassan, Nico, and Manmeet, have already joined and expressed support and admiration for the progress the community is already making. Now, of course, we on the global side are facilitators and infrastructure providers, and where and when we can provide support and help to the community, we try to do so. So my recommendation in the podcast that I did with Rick and Kyle was to install some sort of structure and project management layer to it. Turns out that some of those 146 people have a lot of project management experience. And I think what's going to end up happening is, after the initial excitement fades a bit, there's going to be a regular cadence of work that's done. So probably weekly meetings and some form of a PMS put on top of it, and high-level goals and high-level discussion of mission values and particular projects will be underway. And there's just an enormous amount of creativity right now, and it's really important that that gets captured and documented so it can be discussed. To Rick's point, Rick is in favor of a short time horizon between the creation of the roadmap and some form of a community vote for the roadmap. I'm a little skeptical that that can be done in the weeks time frame, but I do believe that in the coming weeks to months that significant progress can be made and community consent can be given. It is important to remind those who aren't aware that no one in the foundation was given a democratic mandate, yet their mission is to represent the will of the ADA holders and act in their interests. So part of this process is getting a mandate from the community to lead. We all need that. I try to be as transparent and open as possible to the community, and the things that I am responsible for, regardless of personal cost in terms of time and money, I will deliver, because that's my job. And the foundation must do the same in their respect. Each dollar they have does not belong to them. It belongs to the community, and it's spent on behalf of the community. So a community-oriented roadmap is an important philosophical step, in my view, because what it does is it tells the foundation under no uncertain terms what the expectations of it are from the community. And this gives the community an opportunity to weigh in about priorities and what's in scope, what's not in scope, these types of things. So I'm incredibly glad to see that it went from a single community member, Rick, to 146 people in less than a week with fervent activity, and already now under the guidance of several council members and participation of them. And if this is where we're at in a week, in a few more weeks, we'll probably be 10 times larger. This is the Cardano community. We are, in essence, one of the most decentralized of cryptocurrencies, because whenever someone doesn't do their job, people show up with shovels and picks ready to do it, and they get it done no matter what. We all are held accountable to that. My organization, Emergo, and certainly the foundation, and none of us are above the community in that respect. It's our job to work for them, and if we don't, the community is going to remind us that it is. And it's really good to see that when perceived or real deficits are encountered, that there is a peaceful, productive remediation of these deficits. As I mentioned, my part is to help people along And there's certainly a lot of people on our side who have some great ideas that we'd love to contribute to the community roadmap. But ultimately, this roadmap belongs to the community. And they have already put a lot of cool, interesting things down on paper. The reality is, however, that expectation management has to be maintained. Not everything we aspire for or hope for can be achieved in a year period. And not everything we aspire for, hope for, can be done in a single entity under a single jurisdiction with a single group of leadership. But the conversation alone gives us long-term requirements for where we need to go and the types of institutions and entities we need to embrace. So I love to see these types of things, and I love to see how decentralized Cardano already is. And what's really amazing is just the caliber and quality of conversations we tend to have. Just from a brief time in a Telegram channel. And it leads me to believe that great things are here to come. On our side, we are doing everything in our power to accelerate Voltaire so that democratic mandates can be given where and when it's necessary and prudent. And we're doing everything in our power to provide support on the project management side in particular, and the organization side in particular, if the community wants to go in that particular direction. I think they do. That said, a lot of people have independent resources and are already contributing to that. As I recommended to Rick, I think it is prudent to at least have a weekly meeting with the community, and it is prudent to start putting down on paper some mission, values, and goals that they feel the foundation should aspire to, so they can use that as an inclusion-exclusion test for items on a community-oriented roadmap. After the community finishes a roadmap, I will write an open letter to the Cardano Foundation asking that they specifically address each item on that open roadmap and give an explanation of how they intend to achieve it or why it cannot be done, either for regulatory reasons or resource reasons, or that they feel it's philosophically against the organization that they lead. But there cannot be silence. This process must be embraced because it is, in essence, the will of the community as a whole. As the people that we have entrusted to run Cardano, the stake pool operators are behind it, as are many future and current people building projects and products on our system, as are the leaders who every day inform us. And thus, when they speak, we must listen because we work for them. It's that simple. And that's what it means to be decentralized, to acknowledge that every day. You can have confidence in your abilities, but you always must have humility when dealing with the people who are really in charge. And if the foundation, and I believe it will, rises to this occasion, then I believe they have the right to have that mandate and that title and that term. If they do not, well, then they'll be as relevant to Cardano as the Bitcoin Foundation is to Bitcoin. Remind me how that worked out. In any event, I'd like to thank the people in the community who were the first movers and the people who had the courage to stand up and ask for a little bit more transparency, execution, vision, and clarity. It means a lot to all of us. And I'm glad that we see independent leadership maturing and crystallizing. As Rick often says, Charles can't do everything, nor should he. And I am the first to agree in that respect. Because the reality is there are many of you who are far, far more capable than I am in many different domains and respects. And when you have a voice, it means we all have a voice. And it inspires many more to rise up with you. So pretty good week in that respect. And I'm very happy in that respect. And I think the outcome of this process will be a much stronger Cardano Foundation, much more diverse Cardano Foundation, and a foundation that operates with absolute clarity, that it is completely aligned with the Cardano community and the community's direction. Furthermore, I firmly believe that this will give us many new ideas and interface a lot more creativity than we could have had internally or otherwise. And so I really applaud the effort, and I'm excited to be part of it as a humble foot soldier in the background, there when you need me, but certainly not a leader in it. The community's leading this one. And that's a good thing for us all. And it's a proof to the level of decentralization we have achieved as an ecosystem. So thanks for your time. I'll keep everybody in the loop. And if you have weekly meetings, I'm happy to show up. Yeah, if you don't want me there, don't need to be there. If you do, I'll just lurk in the backdrop every now and then, share an opinion. But you guys are running the show now. And it's pretty cool to see that happen. It's very humbling. I couldn't have wished for a better outcome in that respect. Thanks for this work. And thanks for having the courage to be here with me. Cheers.